Hi, Zizaran here. I'm going to do a quick reading of the patch notes for Last Epoch. It does come at a pretty bad date. So obviously I will not be playing as much as normal because 28th of August is the PO2 season. So I'll probably be playing a day or two, maybe three, but obviously I have to make a lot of PO2 content too before the season comes out. But yeah, this is going to be a video going over the patch notes. For the people that are interested in PoE2, I've already seen that there are people doing build guides for PoE2 already. This is a great time to go figure out what creators not to watch, because there are no patch notes yet. We have no idea what build's going to be good. Whatsoever. Wild to make videos this early. Wild, I'm telling you. Right, Wild Hunt. Primal Hunt. Campaign zones, monoliths, now have a chance to spawn a mysterious rift or a torn rift. Dangerous rift beasts. Do you know, I don't know if other people feel this way, but I really wish Last Epoch did like an equivalent of like Breach or Abyss or something that just spawns a ton of monsters. Because I feel like now there's been a lot of repeats of us fighting one strong monster. And usually that monster hasn't been that strong either. Like, I really wish that the Nemesis system was a bit like rippier. Every league mechanic is Rogue Exiles in Last Epoch. Yeah. It is like, yeah, I agree. I wish they would do like some Breach or Abyss, Ritual. Like, it doesn't have to be that, right? They could make something else, but not just like one singular enemy we're fighting. No, I'm not saying Harbinger's not a good mechanic, but now it's the only mechanic we're getting, right? Like every league, every edition is like, it's been the Mages, then it's the Harbingers, the Nemesis. I don't really like the Mages. They were a super early edition, right? It was just to add something, and I would rather they did that back then than not have anything. So I like the Mages, but they could retire or rework the Mages now. The first time you find a rift, it'll be a mysterious rift. Okay, cool. So a bit like Scourge from PoE. You will not find any rifts and echoes that have a tomb or cemetery. Cool. Rift beasts are powerful boss enemies, wide variety of traits and abilities, and will evolve as you continue the hunt. So it's very similar to Nemesis then. I hope they are dangerous. I hope it's something you should avoid, at least like the final upgrade off on hardcore. Maybe I play softcore this time because I'm playing so little. Like, I usually play hardcore to like drag out the time to make it like last longer, but I have 2 or 3 days now, so maybe I finally go some sort of glass cannon build and stuff, for I've never done that before. We'll drop Ancient Bones, Primordial Materials. Do you think these names are chosen? Ancient and Primordial? Like, do you think that's a D3 pun? Didn't Ancient and Primordial items? No, it just seems funny. Seems like a pun. I like it. We'll occasionally drop a Primordial Unique. Primordial Unique is increased by the number of evolutions it has. Okay. Evolution traits give Rift Beasts new abilities. Summon new additional enemies. 6 to... Okay, cool. This sounds cool. I do like that because that's similar to that boss they have. That like has different things. Each lineage starts with 4. Wow. Is this a little bit like the Nemesis system in like Lord of the Rings games? All Rift Beasts in the lineage will gain the new trait. Oh, that's really cool. So it's like a skill tree, but you make them harder. Okay, that's neat. Torn rifts and advancing lineages. Rift beasts spawned this way will continue to drop the loot associated. Torn rifts instead of mysterious rifts. It's like build, it's like Metamorph, build your boss. Yeah. Once you have defeated 2 to 4 rift beasts, your next rift will be mysterious rift. Evolve the rift or end the lineage. When you end a lineage, a non-primordial unique named evolution's end will drop. Okay. Cool. You'll be able to trade Scarvin. Wait. Crystallized hearts. Do we know what crystallized hearts do? Oh, there's more. There are 2 types of primordial items. Primordial uniques and primordial exalted items. These items are so powerful they can only have 1 primordial item of any kind equipped at any time. Oh, cool. I love stuff like that. That means you can't have 1 primordial unique and a primordial exalted. So that's like tier 8, right? There are 25 primordial uniques. 22 can be purchased from Scarvin. 3 can only draw from Rift Beasts. Level of all skills. Super critical hits called Deadly Strikes. Allow you to summon a T-Rex or increase the effectiveness of your idols. I'm sold. I am sold. Primordial links of all kinds still get legendary potential. Nice. Primordial exalted items can go up to tier 8. Wow. Okay. 50 to 100% additional effects over tier 7. So it's like plus 6 or 8 to skills? That's nuts. Campaign. I don't really care that much about the campaign changes. Kind of whatever. Is there a new... There's a new act, right? Updated monolith quest progression to be shared between party members. That's good. Added new woven echoes. based on the Rift Beast. This is huge for multiplayer. That seems weird. That's a lot of power creep for Last Epoch. I mean, okay, in my opinion, Last Epoch isn't really the type of RPG to offer a challenge. It is very much, in my opinion, a power fantasy game where you make cool builds that isn't as easy as Diablo 3, but it's not supposed to, like, screw you as hard as PoE does. And PoE is pretty power crept now, too. So, I don't know. I think it's more about making cool builds and that you can make almost everything work. And then you do have corruptions, right? Like, you have infinitely scaling corruptions, which a game like this kind of needs. So, like, you can always, like, well, is this 800 corruption viable? But, like, most builds are balanced around 200 or 300 corruption. Added 3 new woven echoes. Rampant Coast. Staying a rampant evolved Rift Beast with a crystal heart to unlock the ability to evolve your own Rift Beast lineages beyond the normal limit. Cool. Slay a pack of randomly evolved Rift Beasts to retrieve the primordial exalted items they guard. Nesting Grove. Protect the Rift Beast nest to spread Rift Beast encounters to surrounding echoes. Cannot add Rift Beast encounters to arena echoes. Woven echoes to cemeteries or the erased. Cool. Glyph of Envy has been reworked. It no longer unpredictably changes the item. It now reforges the subtype of an item into another subtype. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. I mean, it was completely useless for the item. Now at least it might have some use. It's still, like, mostly for the timeline stuff, though. So it doesn't really matter. A new item has been introduced named Temporal Keystone. Okay. Grants 150 to 210 stability. Grants max stability if you have never completed the timeline before and it is not empowered. So this is just for your second character onwards, right? Oh! Oh, I misunderstood. I'm stupid. I thought it still siphoned the stability, but now changed the subtype. And that this was for new characters. I get it. So this is like the old effect of that, just right. Okay. I'm just stupid. I'm just stupid. Harbingers now have bonus chance to drop Temporal Keystone instead of Glyph of Envy. Rank 5 Forgotten Eye, extra chance. Big green loot lizards now drop Temporal Keystones. Do you know what? I feel like loot lizards were a mistake. I think they're still far too plentiful, and it makes the game feel like really arcadey and D3. I think it's probably the worst thing about Last Epoch right now. There's so many. There's so many. Yeah, it feels like Torchlight. It's not really what Last Epoch was supposed to be in my eyes. But I mean, it's their game. I just think it's silly. Increase the area level of most pre-90 and normal timelines. Full is now 62, it was 58. Wow, increase the level. Okay. Oh, that fucking sucks for hardcore. The first Harbinger of Forgotten Knights now always spawns in the first level 90 timeline. Reduced spawn rate of tombs. Players can no longer take damage from enemies while in echo worlds between monolith enemies. Echoes. Right-clicking a quest echo or timeline will be immediate start of able. Okay. Undead hydras can no longer follow. Okay. None of these are like super important. Dungeon tier unlocks and are shared between characters that share a stash. In Temp Sanctum, added an indicator for the first time Jewelry uses her most powerful attack to remind the player that they can use the temporal shift ability. Smart. Gender bosses no longer vote. No longer wait, some people have left the run. Arena, loading screen, class skills, and updates. You now gain 0.8 minion power per character level from 0.6. That means at level 100, your minions deal 60% more damage and take 60% less. Gain 0.8 minion power. Wow. That's huge. I didn't know that was a thing. So literally just my character level. So like, if nothing else changed, then my level from 90 to 100, I get stronger. I did not know that. Minions now take 60% less damage from dangerous possibilities, from 50. Made improvements to minion AI. Nice. Minions can be toggled between protect and assassinate modes. Cool. Very cool. So it's like, aggressive. Very cool. 2 and 3. Nice. Minions are going to be amazing. I mean, minions are already amazing in Last Epoch. It's my favorite thing to play. All minions are now more responsive at high movement speeds. Minions will no longer sometimes run back and forth. No longer use a movement skill to target if that would leave them at a range where they would immediately start running back to the player afterwards. Minions run in front of the player towards their destination. Nice. That's so cool. This sounds awesome. I'm definitely playing minions again. I'll probably just go wolves. Some small sentinel changes. Not really though. Very, very minor changes for a lot of things here. Oh, Isn't this crazy? Oops. Isn't this nuts? Isn't this insane? Isn't this a huge nerf to leveling builds? Yeah, ongoing scrolls. That's nuts, no? Wasn't this like Sentinel took it hard? I didn't think it was that big of a change. No, you're right. Marker raw. I was using that. Wait, damage taken by 30 from 50. No, you're right. These are pretty big changes. I just didn't realize the significance until I saw the javelin. But yeah, no, you're right. They're pretty crazy actually. Judgment. Urgent Inquisition runs 50 mana cost from 40. Now it runs 50. Cleansing that has a trigger limit of 3 per 10 seconds. Wow. This is what we used for like standing still in Aberos, right? Limits suck? Yeah. Trigger limit kind of sucks. It's getting the cast on crit treatment, yeah. Panacea. Oh my god, dude. I keep like trying to highlight things, but it's stupid share buttons here. Why are these share buttons here? Man, yeah, okay. That was a pretty huge nerf. Blade Dancer. Spellbreaker grants 1% parry chance from 4% frailty. Isn't that huge? 3% point. Cool. Critical Eye now has 3-point threshold. 30 crit avoidance. Nice. Crimson Shroud now grants chance to gain Crimson Shroud when you directly use a melee or throwing attack. Blood Dance, 0.5 damage leached. Cloaked Reaper also grants plus 7 health. Aerial Assault, Skyward Swoop nerf as a trigger limit. What's up with the trigger limits? Dancing Strikes, now again cooldown, CDR. And more damage equal to 50% of your total increased melee attack speed. From no cooldown. And more damage equals to 33. 150 effectiveness of added damage from 100. Dive Bomb. Flock of Crows, 34% chance per point from 100 to gain a stack of Dust Shroud. Keeping Wounds is a max of 4 points from 5. Minute Avery, 1% more damage from Umbral. Just quite a lot of nerfs in general. Hunter Spoils now has a trigger limit. Cadence of Death is the only melee area rather than generic area. Is this like a huge nerf patch? Reduced anticipation time by 50%, making it faster to use. Edge of Obscurity grants 3% more damage per stack of Dust Shroud, up to 20. Previously had no limit. So many limits. Sentinel did need the nerfs though. Yeah, you're not wrong. But like, normally, what makes nerfs go down well is, let's say you nerf a Racing Strike and whatever, right? And Smite and stuff, you buff something else massively, right? You normally like move power from one place to another just to keep things interesting. But when you just nerf, people are usually like, oh dear. Crimson Gluttony, 1% missing health gained as a ward. Oh, interesting. Ward builds back. 8% bleed duration for you and your minions, so 2% buff. Soul Aegis, 4 minion armor per level. I guess they want the tankiness of minions to go up. Thorough Revenant now has the threshold bonus at 4 points. 1% more damage per combined minion skill level. Thank you. Thank you, Lily. 100 months, dude. Thank you so much. 100 months. Putrid Demise, 7% chance to poison instead of 8. Oh, and it's just overall chance to poison. It's rare considering there were like 2 builds I could do Uber Broth. No, that's not true. Even on hardcore, there's like 8. On softcore, like any build you can do Uber Broth. Mania of Mortality now grants 10% chance per point to gain 13 ward on nearby death. 10% chance for 13 ward per point. 10 ward. Okay. Honestly, I kind of think I will skip Lich because I don't play Lich. So I won't really be able to have any meaningful input on the Lich changes. I had like 1 Lich in all my time playing Last Epoch. And I don't play Necro Summons, I play Druid Summons. So I'm going to skip most of Lich. I'm not really going to grasp the impact of the changes. New skill. Flay. Spirit step up to 3 meters towards an enemy. I'm playing Beastmaster for sure. I haven't even seen what they're doing to Beastmaster. I just saw the minion changes. Yeah, I will play Lich at some point. I will play Lich. My god. Those are some detailed notes. Does Last Epoch have pay to win? Yes. Very significant pay to win. You need to buy the game to be able to play. And then you're winning. There's no in-game purchases. Just cosmetics. But if you buy the game, then you're winning. Mage. Okay, here. I want to... Wow, there's like no mage changes. Antipode. From 160 and 800. Train's Breath. Buff. Igneous Rain. 12 projectile. Just some buffs, I guess. Yeah, quite a lot of buffs. Actually, you do win if you buy the 2 compat. Alright, Primalist. Aspect of the Boar. 15% reduced damage taken and 30 bleed duration. Okay. Shark. Wait. Why is boar increased bleed duration and not shark? Wouldn't shark fit more for bleed duration? Am I cooked? If you had to describe Last Epoch in one word, which word would you use? If you haven't played Last Epoch, it's basically like Diablo 3 meets Path of Exile 1. Accessible? Yeah. Accessible is a really good word. It's basically like, it's a lot more approachable than PoE. And it's not like Diablo 3, where it feels pointless after a day. It has the best item chase in ARPGs right now. It has the best item chase. It's very fun. Because unique items have something called legendary potential. You can roll between 0 and 4. And you can smash a legendary item with a rare item. That's really cool. Now, the thing that's bad that they ruined, in my opinion, with the game is that you have a guaranteed legendary potential. You have to pick what ability goes on it. That was the worst thing they did, in my opinion. I obviously get that appeals to casuals a lot, but seeing how broken items is with a guaranteed legendary potential, like, it's already so strong even without it being guaranteed. Aspect of the Viper, 100% chance of poison, turning some more damage. So more instead of increased. Aspect of the Lynx, 5 flat crit chance. That is nuts. Beastmaster, passive tree. Savagery, grants 7% mini damage per point. Oh, overall, huge. Lamprey teeth. Oh, generic leech instead of melee. Boar heart, 2% endurance when used traversal skill. You gain aspect of the boar for 1 second per point. That's a nerf, I think. Tusk Warrior, aspect of the boar, 8% bleed chance, 15 Fizzpan. The chase is a 5-point threshold bonus. Oh, that's nice. It's basically like the PoE node. Yeah, it's so fun to grind for a full week to find the correct exalted item on the correct base, only to get fucked by forging potential RNG. Back to grinding. Oh, I love the forging potential. Hunters of the Deep have been replaced by Weathered Element, 7% companion damage per point, and 2% shared ally res. Okay, cool. Also, Derek, check Discord. Life in the Wilderness, Endurance, and Endurance threshold apply to your companion's effect, being moved to 5-point threshold bonus. Nature's Embrace at 25, Nature's Bond at 30. Circle of Life. I just disagree with losing your base item as a good mechanic. I like it. I like it. Added a new node, Embodiment, 10% aspect duration per point, and 6 health per point. Gee, it's so tanky. Hawk Wings. It's been moved to Nature's Embrace old position. Critical Bite has been removed. Serrated Claws. Feeding Frenzy allows Aspect of Shark to stack up to 5 times from 10. Is it going to be the same effect, it just stacks faster? Because that's so nice. If not, it's a nerf. Ancient Might has been reworked. 10% reduced damage taken from critical strikes per point for your minions. 10% or 10 flat health. 10% minion health. Man, they're really going for like minion tankiness this patch. I think losing the base is good if balanced right. Crafting a one item permanently makes ground loot shit. Yeah, I agree. Last Epoch is the perfect game for helping me dose off to sleepless nights. I think about playing the Reco system and I'm out like a light. That's funny. Excited Bolts buff. Earthquake buff. Okay, where's the summons? Aurora heals for... Now heals it for 25 max life from 50 per enemy hit. Okay. Bellowing Roar has been moved. I didn't really use Bear much. Thorn Bearer has been reworked. Okay. So some bear changes. Raptor changes. 40% more damage from Rampage instead of 40% increase. That's pretty huge. Tear Flash. I'm just glancing through them. Honestly, I hate reading changes like this in this format. I like having an image with before and after that I can hover over and see where the nodes are and stuff. I don't know if that's just me. Reading notes like this in patch words is hard for me. But it looks like just huge. I mean, I'm going Primalist. I'm going Primalist. Like, huge minion buffs. Pack Hunter has been replaced with Permanent Bond. You have an additional wolf companion at all times. Does it not count towards your companion limit? Okay. Hope that works for squirrels. Cool. A lot of affix changes. Normalize how enemy damages scale with levels for enemies that scale to level. This should, for example, enemies in Monolith and enemies in random encounters such as exiled mages should result in a more consistent ratio of damage between different enemies regardless of level. Okay, and Ambrose Frailty. So you can't like tank him anymore. 30 new uniques, 5 standard, 25 primordial. I'll just look at these as I find them, to be honest. Right, what are they changing with the auction house? Maybe I do softcore auction house this time. Was there a dupe last time? I can't remember. Black market, token and merchant have been added as droppable items. Merchant token can be removed, cost favor. Only one token can be used. The Bazaar UI has been overhauled. Bazaar search filters easier set. I hope. Do you know what? It doesn't say anything about it unless I'm blind. But like, do you think they still have a different vendor for like gloves and boots and helmets and swords? Because that was the worst thing in my opinion. It's still 20 different vendors. I actually think it is the single dumbest thing I've ever seen in a video game. I think it's the worst auction house I've ever seen. I hope they made it better this league. I've given them feedback on it, and it's so bad. It's the worst auction house. It's probably the worst game feature I've seen in a game. As long as they don't change that, we'll never go trade. Yeah, I don't think I'll go trade either if they still have the different merchants. I hated it so much. Yeah, it's forced SSF. Oh, nice. Custom loot filter beams. You can actually make tanks now. They really should make us be able to make the loot on the ground look more exciting, like Pee-wee. That'd be nice. I'm excited though. I'm excited. I never really deep dive Last Epoch. I've played less than 2,000 hours of Last Epoch, so it's like, but it looks pretty cool. I wish they didn't just do like Rogue Exile mechanics, basically, but I'm pretty excited. It's just like the timing for me, you know? It's too close to Pee-wee 2. I'll play it and then play Pee-wee 2, and then if I really like the Last Epoch season, I'll come back to Pee-wee 2 after. I mean, to Last Epoch after Pee-wee 2. But either way, I'll be playing Druid. Not gonna go crazy on this Last Epoch season. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed watching brief overview. Thanks for watching. So if you liked the video, more importantly, try to die more than I do. Or less. It's up to you.